Josh Jacobs could possibly be back, ready for week 1 versus the Denver Donkeys. Let's talk about it.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby. It's because you're not feeling Uzi.
Yo, what is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samoa Raider back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Josh Jacobs. As you guys already know, Josh Jacobs wanted to get a new deal done. I mean, I feel like he deserved to have a deal done. We talked about this subject over and over and over again for many weeks and months. But the Raiders ended up, doubling down and just slapping him with the franchise tag. And Josh Jacobs still has not been able to sign that franchise tag just yet. So we don't know where his future lies. A lot of questions have been going around whether or not he's going to be sitting out, whether he's just going to hold out into next year, whether or not he's going to be traded. At the end of the day, I've been telling you guys over and over and over again that I believe Josh Jacobs will be back on this team this season because he has no leverage against the Raiders or anybody else, especially with how the Raiders have been looking in training camp and even in preseason. The only thing that the Raiders can do right now, the only thing that Josh Jacobs can do right now is sign that franchise tag and get that $10.1 million guaranteed. There's no other option. The only thing that they can do is probably add some bonuses on top of that, like what they did with Saquon Barkley over there in New York. And even with all of that, the question has remained the same, with weeks coming and going. Is Josh Jacobs gonna re-sign with the Raiders? That's the biggest question here. And I'm pretty sure the Raiders organization, as well as Josh Jacobs, definitely want to get something done together. I just don't know what's taking so long for Josh. But early this morning, we got some news first from Vinny B. He tweeted this out saying, there's a growing sense in the league circles that Josh Jacobs will be back with the Raiders before the season opener. But when exactly, and will he have enough time to be ready to play against the Broncos? Now, initially reading that, I kind of got excited because I was like, this is something that I've been saying over and over and over again. And I know a lot of people have been telling me, he's not going to come back on the team. Trust me. The best option for Josh Jacobs right now is to sign that franchise tag unless he wants to go and take less somewhere else, which I doubt that's what he'll do. But before I was able to get a little too excited about this, there was another tweet that came out from NFL Rumors on Twitter saying Las Vegas Raiders Josh Jacobs will end holdout and be back before opening weekend game. And it didn't take too long for Josh Jacobs to reply saying, damn, I don't remember saying that.
What do you mean by that?
Now, he did delete that tweet, but obviously once you put it out there in the internet, somebody's going to get it. And we were all able to see that. Now, I don't know why he would delete that, knowing that he didn't go out there and say that, but it is what it is. To be honest with you guys, I don't know where this all started from. Vinny B did tweet that this morning, but Vic Tafur rebutted on the situation, tweeting out, on Friday, I went on the Rich Eisen show and said I thought Josh Jacobs will be back week 1. It was my opinion, and there have been a lot of reports since. Nothing has changed. Now, after reading that, it just goes to show that, these are people's thoughts and opinions. This is not what Josh Jacobs said, which is the reason why we got that tweet with him saying he doesn't remember saying any of that. But at the end of the day, I think Josh knows, I think the Raiders know that something will be done. Like I said before, Josh Jacobs will be a Raider in 2023. I just don't know why he's holding out so long, with guys like Saquon Barkley that already signed his franchise tag. I feel like the Raiders would be much better with Josh Jacobs in the backfield. The only way Josh can get a significant contract or a bonus on top of what he can get with the franchise tag is if the Raiders go out there and they look worse than they did last year. But so far, like I said, in training camp and preseason so far, the running game hasn't been, the dominating factor, man. It has been the passing game with Jimmy Garoppolo and Aiden O'Connell. So if the Raiders continue to go out there and look good, it's not really a good sign for Josh Jacobs. I just hope that we could get something done in these next coming weeks, hopefully before that Denver Broncos game, because I feel like once he's on this team, we can go really far and we can win a lot of games. Everything else is in place for the Raiders to go out there and succeed. We got a number 1 elite wide receiver. We got a lot of other solid receiving weapons out there. We got a tight end that the sky is the ceiling. We got quarterbacks over here that are able to command the field, be poised in the pocket. They look good out there, whether it's Jimmy G or Aiden O'Connell. The defense looks good, man. Max Crosby is going to be Max Crosby. Our secondary looks much better out there. The interior looks better. We're pressuring the quarterback with the second, third stringers out there. If Chandler Jones is able to go out there and show what he did at the back half of the season last year into this season, man, that defense could look really, really good, especially with rookie Tyree Wilson, the way he's been looking out there, even though he hasn't been getting a lot of reps. The sky's the limit for this defense. So like I said, said, everything's in place. If we could just plug and play Josh Jacobs right there and put him in the backfield, you know, be our star running back like he was last year, I don't think the load is going to be too much on him. I think as a collective effort, this offense, this defense can win a lot of games this year. It just all depends on when Josh Jacobs will sign. I mean, even Raiders former quarterback Rich Gannon believes in this team and believes that they could go out there and win 12 games, especially if you bring back Josh Jacobs.
I am cautiously optimistic about my Raiders in 2023, and here's why. I had a great sit-down conversation with Jimmy Garoppolo on Saturday afternoon. I just think there's a certain comfort level with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's got a history with Josh McDaniels from their time together. He is a different player than when he left New England. If he can stay healthy, he's going to have a special season. Devontae Adams is terrific. Michael Mayer, the young tight end, I think he's got a chance to be a special player. I think the key is, can they get Josh Jacobs back? If they can get him in here in the next week or so and get him up and running, I think the Raiders can be pretty special on offense. The biggest concern, obviously, with the Raiders is where are they going to be defensively? I think they've improved at all three levels of their defense. But here's the key for the Raiders defensively. Chandler Jones has to play better than he did a year ago. And Tyree Wilson, he looks like he's got a chance to be a pretty special player. If they can get some juice and productivity off the opposite edge from Max Crosby, I think the Raiders can get a whole lot better defensively. And a better Raider defense may mean twice as many wins as we saw all season.
So with all that being said, even with what Josh Jacobs had to say today, I still do think that he's going to be here week one. He's going to be suited up, ready to go against the Denver Broncos. But what do you guys think, Raider Nation, about everything that I've talked about today? Do you think that Josh Jacobs will sign that franchise tag and be there week one in Denver? Or do you think that he's going to hold out? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. With that being said, Raider Nation, if you guys haven't already, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next one, this is your boy, Some More Raider, and your boy is, yeah.